We redistricted in 2020, 2021. Redistricting is not an exact science. It is a projection of where we think growth is going to happen in our community. You can see on this slide the enrollment projections from when we redistricted and then what they actually are now 2 years later. And you can see in some situations we underestimated what that growth was going to be. In some situations we were pretty close to being right on. And in at least one school, Pine Tree, we overestimated the numbers there, which is why we've directed some new developments to Pine Tree, because we know they have some additional capacity and we're building additional classrooms at Pine Tree in the short term. In some districts that are growing, you accommodate additional students by raising your class sizes, by having larger class sizes. Instead of having 23 or 24 students in a fourth grade class, you might have 26, 27, 28 in a fourth grade class. That's not our approach in Avon, and there's a reason for that. Our community supported a referendum in 2018 specifically focused around reducing our class sizes and hiring more teachers. And so we have prioritized keeping our class sizes low. And you can see on this visual that we have hit our target for class sizes in every level, elementary, intermediate, and middle school, because of the support of our community. And we've been able to do that while also reducing our tax rate for the referendum. So the voters approved a tax rate of 35 cents in 2018. We've never taken the full amount of that tax, and we've reduced the tax rate 29% since it was approved in 2018 and hit our class size targets. And so we know that we don't want to just make our class sizes bigger to accommodate growing enrollment. And part of the reason why we don't want to do that is we have seen the benefits of reduced class sizes. So this visual shows you, we had a referendum that failed in 2011 in Avon, and our ranking in the state steadily declined as a result of large class sizes from 2013 to 2014, all the way to 2018. The data that you see here is our overall ranking in the state of Indiana of the percent of students that passed both language arts and math on iStep or iLearn. The referendum passed in 2018, and now you can see, as a result of our lower class sizes, we are on a very positive trajectory up to the 26th highest achieving school district in the state of Indiana. There are over 290 school districts in Indiana, so that puts us in the top 10% of school districts in our state. And we are one of, if not the most diverse school districts when it comes to students in poverty, students who are English language or multilingual learners. We are one of the most diverse school communities in the top 25, top 26 in the state. So we're really proud of the work that our teachers are doing, but they're able to do that because of our lower class sizes. And we appreciate the support of our community in addressing that. As we look at the classroom spaces that are needed, it's as Dr. Sullivan shared, there are portables around our district. If you volunteered in our schools, you've probably seen students working in hallways or crammed into different spaces. And so we know there are additional classroom space needs across our schools, K-8. So what we've tried to do in this visual is highlight for you at the elementary, intermediate, and middle school levels how many classrooms we know we need just because they're currently in portables. That's the first column that you can see there. Also, we've taken into account how many classrooms do we need just because we've repurposed spaces. We've captured a computer lab, or we've captured a workroom that is being used as a classroom that we really need to account for as we plan for growth. And then that other column is classrooms needed by 26, 27. That's our growth projection. So looking at the demographic study, we can identify about how many classrooms we need based on that projected growth. So if you add the portables column, the repurposed classrooms column, and add that to the classrooms that we know we need for growth, that gives you the total number of classrooms that we expect that we will need by the 26-27 school year. And as you can see here, that's 50 classrooms that we know that we will need as we look at our growth and our current needs in our buildings. That's not even counting support spaces that are needed, additional offices, additional small group spaces, collaboration spaces, workrooms, those kinds of things that have also been repurposed. But we know we'll need some of those additional support spaces as well. Finally, then, as we look ahead to the end of the demographic study, which looks at the 31-32 school year, that same calculation, nothing really changed except for the classrooms needed, because we projected out in that demographic study continued growth up to 31-32. We know that by about that time we'll need approximately 66 additional classrooms, again, in addition to support spaces that are available in many of our schools. So based on all of that information, the big questions really are, as we look at our capacity needs, it's not as simple as just saying we need a new elementary because we have growth challenges at the elementary, or we need a new intermediate, or we need a new middle school, because we have capacity needs as we look to the future in all three of those levels. So the big question is, how big do we want to grow our intermediate and middle schools? Or is now the time to explore and examine some other options to reconfigure our schools that allows for greater capacity that will impact student learning in this district for years and years to come. And so that's the conversation that we want to have. In the next video, you'll see a quick dive into school finance, school funding, and how we fund construction projects in Indiana as a public school district.